As much as I love this camera, there's one thing that I would fix, and it would just make it a million times better. We need some groceries, so we're going to do that, and also we have some returns that we needed to do, and the store happens to be walking distance, so we're doing that. Is that pretty much all we're doing? It was brown. Look at this thing. Those things reminded me of those little walkers that you would get when you were little, and you'd walk around the house, except it's like chained and bolted in. True store's right there. But before we do that, we're gonna make returns to that store. And we're getting cold stuff, so it makes sense to get the groceries after. We're here, and we're going like somewhere over here, this area. What do you think this is? Is this just a balance beam for this little exercise area? Can't tell if that's a skateboard rail or a balance beam. Hey, poor little guy. Hang in there. Alright, our errand is done. Now we just have to go to the grocery store. Also, look at the fountain you're sitting on. There's another one way back there. So like you can like grab your food from over here and then listen to water noises as you're trying to find granola. I've been on a granola kick with milk. We got it. As much as I love this camera, there's one thing that I would fix, and it would just make it a million times better. And honestly, I think that they should do this. Most of my videos that I record are shot in some kind of log format, whether that be my drone, this camera, or any other camera like the Canon. They're all shot in log, and there's a couple of benefits to that, but the main one is you can adjust and fix like different exposure settings, and you can just get more mileage out of your footage. While this being an amazing product, I do find that the footage is kind of lacking when you compare it to this camera, my Sony a7S III, or our drone, or just any other like professional level camera that's shooting in log. Now I've tried shooting in the flat profile with this, and I feel like it just doesn't do enough, and I would rather shoot in the vivid format on this. If you want me to do a full video going over the picture profiles that I've gone through and like experimented and what one I think works best for specific scenarios, let me know in the comments. I've already established that the size of this thing and the fact that it's magnetic and you have a remote monitor, everything about this is incredible. The only thing lacking, I feel, well, there's really two things lacking. One is the audio, but I think the bigger, more concerning thing that's really lacking with this is the picture, like not being able to record in a log format. If Insta 360 could give you a log format, I feel like this would just make the usefulness of this thing just exceed what it is already, which is crazy, but it would just make it that much better. Like you can get like ND filters for this thing and everything else. The only thing that is literally lacking is just, what are you doing? I think we're getting one of our tax write-offs today for a couple of reasons. All right, maybe 2% of you is actually gonna care about this, but this is incredible. So I have this connected, and these studio monitors are connected to my computer, but they're not connected to my computer. Do you see the port back there, all those ports? Well, I guess that all you have to do is just connect this single cable to this, and it all routes via the ports on the back of the monitor to these speakers here. So realistically, all I have to do is plug in this one cable here, and everything else is run off of the monitors. Like, it charges a laptop. It takes like cable management to a whole new level. That alone is worth buying this thing. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I was on the fence about getting this or not, and now that I figured that out, that's totally worth it. 100% worth it. Even though it costs like an arm and a leg, but worth it. You know what my favorite part about that whole monitor setup is? It's not the resolution, it's not like how clean it looks, and my favorite part of the whole thing is actually similar to what the Insta 360 is, and it just works. For me, having cool gear and having things that look great, that's amazing. But if it doesn't function right, or if it's not intuitive, or it just doesn't work dependably, then I don't want any part of it. That's why I love this camera so much, and for me, that's the most important part of any piece of gear. If it doesn't work, then it goes back or in the trash. Speaking of which, taking the trash out. You know what my favorite part about the trash chute is? It's this sign. Somebody scraped off the